A few videos ago I made some camping chairs, you can go check the video out. But that camping chair video, my good friend over at Bonsai Expression, Christoph, commented that he saw some olive trees in the background that he wanted me to dig out. Some overgrown and not looked after trees. But I really don't want to dig any more Yamadori out before moving, because I have to move it around. I want to wait until we have our own house. Then I'll really start going crazy with the collection. But the universe wants a different story. The storm the other day made this giant olive tree fall. And I just spoke with my landlord and he has allowed me to dig it out. I'm obviously not going to use all of the tree at all. I'm going to cut it around here or something. But I think there might be a chance for me to save it here. I'll definitely try. But this is the tree. Very, very, very big. I don't know if it's too big to a bonsai, so I'll have to build a pot and see if I can make it survive. I see some small roots in here in the root ball. A lot of small roots here actually. I hope it's not just grass, and there's actually also some olive roots. But Christoph, you got what you wanted. I'm gonna try to dig this one out today and also make a pot. I don't know if I have a saw that's big enough to cut it here, because I'm not gonna use much of it. We'll see. And there's also this one little taper here. I don't know if that's salvable as well. So actually two. We'll see how we do. Right now I wish I had a chainsaw, but I gotta do it with this one. Just gotta choose how tall I want it. Probably not that tall. I guess it's a good workout. Will I ever get through this? At least 30, I think. But I don't know, I can't count these. It's like there's a lot of rings. It's not like a pine or something like that. It's easy to count. But it's definitely pretty beautiful. It's right. But I don't know if I have enough roots here. We'll see when I get out. But I don't think the chances of it surviving is too big, but it's always worth trying. I have just gone handheld, and as you can see here, there's tiny roots coming out of the trunk here, which is a pretty good sign. But major issue here is that all this snapped off during the storm. You can imagine how powerful the winds were, right? This one away, but they are. I think I'm just gonna leave this alone, and hopefully there's roots in there. I have to build. You see there's also a root right here coming out. I don't know how big a part of all this is grass. I think I will remove the grass, but I want to make the box first and cut this root off so I can see how big a box I need to make for this tree. Or this stump, you'd probably call it in this moment. It'll need to have some years in a pot without being teased. Oh no! Holy shit. That is not a lot of roots I've got right now. Holy shit. This might not survive. I'll put on a lot of growth hormone, root hormone on all the places I can find, and then just fingers crossed, because the chances here are pretty slim. But there are all these roots, tiny ones, but I guess they snapped when the tree fell in the wind. I think I'll cut it here. Not that I think these roots are necessarily good, but there's roots coming out here all around, so I'll have to be pretty quick. $80 times 60, I think. The tray for the olive is ready now, although there's less roots than I expected, so my beliefs in survival isn't that big, but I'm gonna try anyway. I've used all this time, and supposedly I've heard, seen other YouTube videos, read about it, that they can survive with very little roots, so would be foolish not to try. I'm gonna use a mixture of pretty much only pumice, a little bit of akadama maybe, but we're going into winter. I don't want it to be very wet, although that's what it's used to here in the sort of clay earth it's standing in here on the mountain. So yeah, I'm gonna make a pile here in the middle, and then I'm gonna twist it until it finds its ground. I'm not gonna wire it down, it's very heavy, so I think it's just gonna stay in place once it gets the soil around it. I'm gonna apply some root hormone, some liquid, and I'm also gonna apply the powder, because on the smallest roots that's around, I believe that's gonna enhance my chances of the olive surviving, but it's big. I might as well be skeptical, and then I won't be disappointed, but I gotta try for Christoph. I'm gonna take some of this soil it was standing in, just to save my pumice, because it's the last bag of pumice I have left. I guess if this clay soil is not near the roots, it's fine. there's no more. I'm gonna get some other soils. I'll apply this sphagnum moss all around up here where I have these small stumps of roots, in hope that it will shoot new ones out. In the end, if it survives, that will make a very cool nibari, and yeah, just continue this pretty cool tree. It's very bare and I need to establish a whole new branch structure, but there's something there, and I like to salvage trees that would have died anyways. Yeah, like you saw in the beginning of the video, the storm took it, and yeah, you've got some cool deadwood in here. It's going to be interesting to work with, being that it survives. I'm just using this clay soil from the mountain to keep down the sphagnum moss, because it seems to fly off. I'm gonna try to tie it down as well, but I just want to be sure that it's kept in place also. And I think the cool thing about an olive is that I'll pretty quickly be able to see if it has survived, although that can be fooling me, because there might be a lot of sap and a lot of life in this thick trunk still. So actually, I'm gonna say that it's gonna take a while before I know if it survived. Now I'll just put on some water, and I think there's nothing more I can do. Also fertilizer. And that's it. I hope I've salvaged this olive, and we'll see if it survives. Only time will tell. I'll of course make a short video in a month or so if I see any new shoots. There's actually one little one, tiny one here on the backside. Maybe I'll just show it as a fade out in the video. So much potential. It is just a straight trunk, but there's a lot of cool in the body, and with some work you could turn it into a cool bonsai. That's definitely certain. And it's gigantic, it's massive. I like the big chunky trees, so yeah. And here's the tiny shoot. Hopefully a lot more of them soon.